So, welcome everyone to this group coaching call from Free Flow Releasing. Can you hear me all right? Just give a thumbs up or okay, good. So we're going to start with a little release. So, just allow yourself to become alive to this moment, to arrive here and now. And let go of pondering on the past that has been and the future that will come. And allow this moment to take care of things. And take some deep breaths. And on the inhale, you can say to yourself internally, I. And on the exhale, am. So, I am. I am. I am. And just continue breathing like this, focusing on the word I on the inhale and am on the exhale. And when we focus on I, we're not focusing on your name or your race or your gender or your political orientation or any of those characteristics. In this statement, I am, we're focusing on your amness, your beingness. So could you just allow yourself to be as you are in this moment? And could you allow this moment to be as it is? And could you just let go of wanting to change anything as best you can as we continue this exploration? And find a topic, something that might have been bothering you, and just focus on that. And could you just notice the thoughts, the sensations, the feelings, everything that's connected to that topic? And could you just allow all of that? And see if you can notice any sense of not okayness about the topic. Any wanting to change it, any wanting love or wanting to love in relation to it, any sense of lacking safety and wanting to have it. Any wanting to do anything with or because of it. And just notice as well any sense of the personal about it, any sense that it's about you or who you are. And could you just allow the whole thing to unravel by itself? As you welcome or notice what is beyond all of this. And could you just, as best you can, stay with that silence and peace which is beyond the whole thing, and allow that to heal and transform. And just gently come back, stay in this energy as best you can. But you can open your eyes if they're closed. And the floor is now open to questions, sharings, requests for releasing assistance. Anything that might come. And remember, it's allowed to turn on your camera. It's not mandatory at all, but it's allowed. We have Lisa. Hello.
Hey, Christian.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. I feel better after that releasing.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah. I'm sure I had gains, but again, it seems like a friend of mine, as I said, who's not a releaser, like she just gets an amazing gain.
Okay, feel free to share her gains if you want.
Her gains, okay. Because I think she calls me, except for her daughter, but she called me and she knows that I would accept anything. Like I just like bring it in, you know? So she's kind of my inspiration for giving. Like she really feels like she uses it in a religious sense. Well, the Lord told me, you know, stuff like that. And I'm not into that. But I allow her to use those words. And she stopped and gave she knew in her head she had $100 in her envelope. Okay. She puts my money aside when she feels something inside her, the need to give. Okay. So it's those moments that she'll have, and she got the amazing job, so she has a lot of money now, or she's getting a lot. So she saw a homeless man. I don't know, it was on the road. Most of us would be like, well, it's not too safe. You know, she sees him, she stops the car and she says, Lord, I just want to give this man money because he looks very like he needs money. He wasn't even asking, it was just like rambling around. So she stops and she said, in her head, she said, I know I have $100 after my bills. She literally gives the guy $100 bill. Okay. It's her last dollar. I'm, of course, in I don't say anything. I said, okay. She said, Lise, I looked at my envelope after I gave him the $100 and I had four $100 bills in my envelope. She said, this is the way the Lord has, I said, he quadrupled.
So she had more money. She thought she would be out of money and then she had.
She literally, she literally said, I have $100 left. Now the mind could go, well, she didn't look properly. She was distracted, you know, but I'm going to take it as this, that it was quadruple. I said, this is the stuff that I'm like, I could say rationally, she's full of it. She lies. She did. I don't think she does. I really, she could, but you know, like the dollars were bunched up. Anyway, I think it's a game.
Sure.
I think she was crying like she was so happy because just the nature of the mechanics, you know, like asking for it. The man was so grateful, of course. And I don't know, she's sort of in disbelief. That's why I believe that these things can happen, because it's so beyond the mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, she could be telling me a tall tale, but to go into that much detail, and she's kind of nutty. So, in a general sense, like she doesn't believe what's always logical, which I kind of admire about her. She's a little nuts, but sometimes maybe you have, it just reminds me of going to the conference, the releasing conferences or
So,
whatever you call it, retreats. And these
mm,
people that some don't want to talk about their gains because it is beyond the mind, how they've
mm,
recovered their health, and then people are going to say, well, how did that happen? How did you do it? What did you release on? Like we all want to know, but they did it. Like, and I just, like, it's happened a
yeah,
lot. So I accept it that you released that much and you
yeah,
allowed whatever to happen. So
I heard
anyway, it's
from,
just another game.
release technique.
Right.
They have this thing they do in retreats or they used to do back in the
Mhm.
days when people had more paper money.
More
So
what?
everybody would more
Right.
paper money,
And
and
that's what she
everybody
would
would, yeah,
when we would
and then
like dance in the $100 in the dollar bills. We did the money
yeah, that's
exercise.
it. Yeah, yeah, they had a money exercise.
Yep.
Everybody can listen. Everybody chips in I don't know,
Yep.
dollar or whatever they do,
I know I was there
and
many
then
times.
then they gather that together and they just shower one person at a time with money to just get a
It's so much fun.
feeling of that. But I know one guy who went to that one of those retreats,
Oh,
and he
I've been
told
to
me
it.
after that everybody they had collected like $1 or whatever from everybody,
Yeah.
and there were 50. Let's say there were 50 participants. I don't know. This is just an example. But after when they were counting, there was $51. So there was more money in the pile than they had collected, and I didn't understand how that could happen. So my
Maybe
friend
Larry
got the
tipped
extra
in. Who
dollar.
knows?
Mm. But anyway,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, wow, now you're able to quadruple. Like, not bad.
maybe we should do a group release on miracles today.
Well, I've seen so many miracles, like, in my years at retreats that I'm careful about who I repeat some of those to because people aren't going to believe it. People aren't going to, and the fact that I would see it, like I'm the most cynical person, not cynical, but always
Mm-mm-mm.
checking and it's kind of this, that. But when people are reluctant to tell you about their gains, um, and they're really beyond the mind, I just was like, that's it. This
Of course.
definitely, and they're not advertising. Like Larry will say, like, hey, he said, hey, can you come up and speak to the group? And they're like they don't know, either they're shy or they don't want to talk about it. I've spoken to people personally, like they seemed really just ordinary people. They were releasers, and then it's like, did you realize like that healthy person a few years ago was in a wheelchair like all the time, and you're just like, what? Like
Yeah.
they're not anybody, and I'm not trying to. They're not anybody like wow, like celebrity, just a regular person who suffered for many years and finally decided to release, and you just
Mm.
can't even. So I personally experienced it with other people. I mean, I just was, and anyway, so, but that was kind of cool. She's not a releaser, so that was her gain, and I'll take it as mine.
Sure.
Um, other than that, I just need a little help with being confused about what direction to put my life in. Um,
Okay.
just a little thing like that. Just
So could you just feel into that confusion?
yeah,
Could you let go of wanting to change the confusion?
yes,
Could you allow the confusion to lead you to the answers as best you can?
Yeah.
And what's the confusion wanting?
Approval.
So could you just get in touch with that sense of lacking approval?
Yeah.
And everybody remember to release alone. So could we let go of wanting approval?
Yes.
And some more.
Yes.
Could you give yourself some approval?
Yes.
Could you give yourself even more approval?
Yes.
Could you open to loving yourself and your life as it is, or as you are?
Wanting control.
So could you let go of wanting control?
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
And what's there now?
Um, anger.
What?
Anger.
Okay. So can you just feel into the anger?
Yeah.
Can you allow it?
Um, there's something wrong about it. I feel like wanting to change it.
So could you let go of wanting to change the anger?
Yes.
And a little bit more.
Yes.
And what's there now?
Safety.
So could you let go of the sense that you lack safety?
Yes.
And what's there now?
Wanting control.
So could you let go of the out of controlness?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
And what's there
It's a
now?
feeling that, like, like accepting everything about your life. There's a feeling like you must accept your life. Like a pushing, like even if it's
So
something that,
is there difficulty with doing that?
yeah,
So could
you
you
must
accept
not.
could you accept that difficulty?
Ah, hmm. Sort of like your life should be peaceful. your life should be the way you created it. Like, meanwhile, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm causing things. I know when I take action on things, but
So is there any resistance to non-peace,
resistance to,
to the absence of peace?
yeah,
So could you let go of resisting the absence of peace?
yeah,
And could you just be peaceful about the whole thing?
feel like things are missing.
Okay. So what's the one thing?
Mhm.
So could you let go of wanting approval?
Yeah. And there's a feeling like I'm only getting approval. I feel the need to fix things for people or solve their problems. I don't know if it's from my professional life going into my personal life. I feel like I'm not going to get that approval if I don't listen or solve their problems. It's, I don't know
So
what that is.
could you let go of wanting approval that way?
Yeah.
Could you open to being good enough whether or not you solve people's problems?
Mm, that's a good question. Good enough. All right. So I'm going to let go of wanting approval.
And some more?
Yeah.
And what's there now?
I don't know. The more I've been releasing, the more I'm better at solving people's problems. But I have to hold myself back from, I feel like, making it known. Like, it's just coming to me a lot quicker. Like, I can see it. It's easy to see other people's stuff sometimes. But from my own, like, I'm blinded. I guess that's a wanting control. I don't know how to not say things or
So,
say things at the right time. Wanting to control myself.
so could you let go of wanting control?
Yeah.
Could you open to what happens being right? Could you open to things happening in the right way?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I feel though that if I help you, sometimes it creates dependency. They come back to me, come back to me. It's like I want to control that. Like I don't want to have to be. I don't like being dependent.
So
Wanting.
could you let go of wanting control?
Yes.
And could you let go of resisting people coming back to you?
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that's what keeps
Or
it
you
in
could say, can
place.
I allow people to keep coming back? Right. Either way, you could see it from that way.
No, but so, sometimes when things happen over and over again, it's the resistance is keeping it in place. You
Oh,
know,
I see. Like I feel like saying, I
so
gave you an answer. We're good. Like,
uh,
I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world. It's just most people don't listen, they're talking to each other.
Mm.
So I kind of take it in, whatever it is that they say. So yeah, there's resistance to like, right.
So that the pushing away of resistance. That could you let go
That
of
is
that?
resistance.
Yeah.
You're pushing away.
Could you just let that go? Just,
Yeah.
could you allow that to soften even more?
Yeah.
So what's there now?
I feel like there's a lack of understanding of who I am and what people think I am, and that's wanting control. I think I'm trying to control.
So
There's a frustration that people don't understand me, or how can they help me if they don't understand me? Or how can I help? Yeah, there's that. So I guess it's one.
so could you let go of the frustration and the wanting control?
Yeah.
And could you just notice if there's any sense of lightness, of freedom or happiness after
Yeah.
the releasing?
Yeah. There is. There's a relief.
Because normally the mind is always looking for the next thing. It's like
On to
we
the next.
release and
What's the
on to the
one?
next
What's the
problem,
one?
next
What's
problem,
the
next problem. Yeah.
next problem? Oh,
So,
they don't understand me. They don't. Yeah.
so what's there now? What's the next thing?
What's the next thing?
Yeah.
I know it's like next.
Uh,
The list of complaints and irritations and
of course, it's just human.
okay, good. I'm glad I'm not part Martian or part whatever.
Yeah.
Um, things have been. I guess it's just wanting approval.
So could you let go of that sense of wanting approval?
Yeah.
And just notice if you have more approval after having let go.
Well, things are a little more peaceful in my head, or my. I'm
So,
I'm actually like the good things and what are coming more to bubble up. Does that make
oh,
sense?
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
focus is more. That's always what releasing gives to me is like all the jewels, all the good stuff, or the are more apparent, and the other
So
stuff
could
kind
you,
of washes away. Like does that
so
make?
could you, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Oh,
So could you allow the good things to bubble up even more?
yeah,
Could you let go of how you're feeling and see if it can get even better?
yes,
Could you allow the peace to expand? As
yes,
best you can.
yeah.
And what's there now for you?
For some reason, wanting safety comes out.
Okay, okay. So could you let that sense of lacking safety go?
Yeah.
And what's there now?
The thought, like, I just remember last week, I know that we're not supposed to go into the past, but I remember it was a day I was like very worried about things. Probably read too much news. I get rattled. And then I went, there's a tennis tournament going. I won't go into it,
Mhm.
but it's like the best players in the world there, whatever. Just being around the energy is amazing. It's hard to describe to somebody, but I bumped into some guys and started chatting, and we had such a great conversation. Sort of like, what are you worried about? Like, he doesn't know me. We just start, but I noticed he's such a loving energy. Like he's been married for 43 years. Da da da.
Mm.
Listening, is it a way? Like, so the happiness to me came from, it's like, like what you're focused on is so important, and also, what was the point? Like his whole thing is about love. That's all he's talking, and how life is just so easy right now. Like,
Oh, oh.
it's amazing. And he's not a releaser. He's not any of that.
So
He just
you're
was in peace after that conversation, like the whole day.
so now you have told us about this
Of,
person and your other friend who are experiencing these wonderful gains. Could you see yourself in those persons? Could you open to the
I'd
oneness
like
with these
to. I'd like,
persons?
yeah.
Or could you let go of wanting oneness with them?
Yeah.
Could you open to being a person who sees the wonders
A,
of life?
a what? I'm sorry.
Could you open to being a person who sees the wonders of life?
Yeah.
I check and see if there's anything you're grateful for in your life.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. A lot of things. Yeah.
So could you tune into that sense of gratitude?
Of course, all the things I don't like are coming
What?
up. Of course, all the things I don't like.
Sure, I mean, we
Uh,
can take that for releasing as well.
yeah.
That's just, I mean, we use whatever comes and we use that for going higher. So there's no,
Right. Right. It's
uh,
all the lacking coming up. I think.
okay. So could you let the lacking go?
Yes.
And more.
Yes. Yes.
And what's there now?
I'm feeling pretty good. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So could you allow the goodness to spread?
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
And how's it now?
yeah, I'm feeling very, definitely more peaceful.
Okay, good.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good
I love
work.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good releasing. Thanks for raising your hand.
Yeah.
And then we have Francis. Hello, hello. Oh, you're muted. Oh, there you are.
Okay. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Hi there. One of the reasons that I'm going live on
Uh,
video here is in the name of being more vulnerable. Mm.
okay, okay.
I've, I've become aware of how defended I am.
Mm, mm.
So there's a lot here. One of the things that really electrified me about a week or so ago, I came across an affirmation, and it was in a truly assume everything is taken care of
Mm.
until your body feels ecstasy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you remember you said
So,
that. Yeah.
yes. And so when you were doing the opening today, the release, and you said that to allow this moment to take care of everything, it reminded, I felt that electricity. So, a couple of things with that affirmation. I was aware that I do not often, you know, what would it feel like to just assume that I'm secure? What would that, and it does, in fact, to truly assume that I'm secure and things are taken care of, does, even if only for a moment, the body feels some ecstasy.
Mm, mm.
One of the things also, and this is where Lisa's sharing, maybe it was even also a game for me because one of the things is this money thing, and do I have enough to last for the rest of my life? So anyway, the money thing. And so I said to myself, what if, okay, truly to assume that my finances are taken care of. And a question, what happened in my mind was, are you crazy? I mean, where do you think money comes from? Do you just think that money comes out of the thin air?
Mm,
And I
mm.
was like, no, what? And I found that I could not answer the question. I thought, well, of course, I don't think money comes out of thin air, but but maybe. I mean, what do I know? Maybe.
Mm.
And then it led to the question, where do you think anything comes from? Anything. And do I think I made it? Well,
Oh,
yeah. That's the problem. I think I made it. Money, I think I made it. And I'm yeah, I'm so ultimately I've just been playing with that.
mm,
And I
mm.
love your idea of releasing on miracles. So this is all going on with me.
Okay,
And
okay.
and then Lisa shares, apparently her friend is a really good receiver. That this
What did
money
you
just
say?
appears in
Excuse
this
me?
woman's. I said, apparently Lisa's friend is a very good receiver.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lisa shares this story about this money appearing in this woman's wallet, literally out of thin air.
Uh,
So there's that currently going on. And one of the things that has brought me to this awareness of how defended I am was the incident on the Facebook page, the
mm,
the
mm.
the that last week
Yeah, 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 I remember. I
where
remember.
okay, and I mean I don't know, maybe, do you want to record this, or I wanted to,
It's okay,
that
it's okay.
particular, okay,
Or I can
that
turn off the
particular
recording if
instance.
you want. I can turn off the recording if you feel like it. No problem. And this is for everybody. If there's something you don't feel comfortable sharing, I can always turn off the recording. So just ask me if there's anything.
Okay. I mean, I don't know, because I was going to share particularly about that page, and that, I don't know. But when, that where you were this, the person that was the in charge of the page had kicked you off the page.
Yeah. Oh, it's not in charge of the page anymore.
Right. But what that triggered for me was, what am I doing here? I felt so vulnerable, because it's taken me a long time to ever be, like, even on a phone call or to talk on a phone call. That's been in fact, Kristen, you were my first one, that I ever did
Okay.
this. And so I'm sharing, and I'm just trusting this group. And it has occurred to me, what do these people want anything from me? And when I saw this, and it was about the coaching, and it's like, are they just looking for coaching? It really triggered something big for me. And of course, I reached out to you, and it wasn't, it, you know, I- it, it, it made me aware of how frightened I was. But ultimately, I feel that I've released on it, and just, um, really feeling a lot of freedom. But anyway,
So is there anything more coming up for releasing about that?
um,
Just feeling it.
it's some resistance, a bit of resistance to assuming that things were taken care of for me, assuming.
I get it. So could you let go of resisting, assuming everything is taken care of for you?
uh I really want to just,
So could you
that would
open
feel
to
so amazing.
so could you open
Yes.
to there even being a meaning behind that?
Say that again.
Could you open to that there could even be a meaning behind the uncomfortable things?
Yes.
Even though might not understand it yet, could you open to there being a meaning even to that?
Yes.
And could you let go of resisting?
So there is a discussion in my mind, like, so, and I actually listened to some podcast somewhere, and the person said that what my brain is doing is actually, I'm gaslighting myself. But what it wants to say is, so you get an insight that you don't know where money comes from, and maybe it comes from thin air. And then some woman you don't know on some podcast with a guy from Norway says that money magically appeared in this wallet. And I'm going to believe that, because that maybe it's not safe for me. And that's part of what I felt when I went to the Facebook page last week. Maybe it's
Oh.
not safe.
So could you get
So
in
maybe
touch with that? Could you get in touch with that sense of lacking safety?
yes,
And could you let that go?
yes,
Check and see if you can open to safety in this moment. You can even look around and see if you are safe, if there's anything threatening around you right now.
yes, yes,
So could you allow that safety to be even more grounded?
yes,
You allow yourself to feel the ecstasy of that safety.
yes.
And what's there now?
Ecstasy. I mean, the
Could
truth
you
is, I
allow?
am safe.
Mhm. So could you even tune into the gratefulness for the safety and the things you have now, or the what you have right now?
Yes,
Could you open to your sense of safety expanding?
yes,
Could you allow yourself to enjoy that?
mm, yes,
Could you allow your sense of safety and ecstasy to be stronger than what somebody writes or posts?
oh,
Mhm.
oh, wow, yes,
And just as you know, that person, that person is is undergoing some troubles right now. So could we send some love to those who need it?
yes, yes.
And what's there now?
Just bliss, just bliss.
Wow.
And I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for raising your hand and participating.
Oh, thanks for
And thanks
being
for
here,
showing your
Christopher.
face. Thanks for showing your face. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye. Then we have Maxine.
Hi, Christian.
Hi.
Thanks for calling on me.
Thanks for
Boy,
raising your
yeah,
hand.
yes, thanks. Um, I've been upset about a situation. I can't really talk very loud, but how can I just describe this without going into story about it? Um,
Hmm. Maybe just describe the feelings that it stirs up in you. For example.
Yeah, I feel taken advantage of around money.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So the want that's coming up is somewhat twofold. Approval as well as control.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So could you notice how the whole thing feels personal?
Oh, yes.
Could you let go of lacking approval?
Yes.
Could you let go of lacking control?
Yes.
And what's there right now?
I still have a knot in my stomach.
Okay.
So maybe if I don't know if a little explanation might help in the releasing. I'm not sure.
hmm hmm Of course.
But
Just ask
um yes,
or
I
just tell.
yes, I'm paying for someone's service.
Okay.
And and the person charged me for additional things that they did. But when we talked about them doing these extra tasks, I didn't think that I would be charged for them. I thought
Okay.
it was part of good customer service. And it ended up them charging me more
Okay.
without saying up front that they're charging me
Mm,
additionally. So whereby I could have made a decision, yes, I want to pay for it, or no, I'd rather
okay.
not. So that's the situation.
So what's that stirring up for you?
Um, I feel taken advantage of. Yeah. Um,
So could you, doesn't mean you don't have to react on the situation, but could you let go of the sense of being taken advantage of?
yeah, that sounds very victim kind of.
Mm,
I feel like a victim in this situation. And well, that's true. That's honest. I do feel victimized. I do.
mm, mm, mm.
So the question is, can I let go of that victimization? Is that the question?
Yeah, that could you let go of that identity as a victim?
Yes.
And what's there now?
Resistance. I I guess I'm holding on to it because I feel like that's what happened. So there's a difference between holding on to it and identifying with it, right?
Yeah, there's a subtle difference there. Yeah, yeah, you say that.
Well, resistance is coming up. I'm I'm not willing to let go of it.
So could you let the resistance go?
Yes.
And some more.
Yes.
Could you allow things to unravel?
I'm not sure what that means.
Could you allow things to just open up and move around? Could you let go holding on,
Ah,
you could say?
yes.
And is there any sense of, can you get in touch with any sense of lightness, freedom, happiness right now?
Somewhat, yes. But there's still a large part of me that um, wants to be right in this situation. So I'm kind of holding on to that.
So could you welcome the holding on?
Yes.
Could you welcome any sense of not okayness with the holding on?
Mm, yes.
And could you welcome any sense that is personal about you?
Yes.
And what's there now?
You know, this is feeling larger than I thought.
Mm.
Uh, so fear is coming up. I'm just feeling very just uncomfortable and resistant. Yeah.
So could you let go of the fearful resistance?
Yes.
Could you let that go even more?
Yes.
And is there still more left of the fear?
there's a lightness that's happening. I still feel tension in my stomach.
Are you wanting to change that?
I'm sorry, am I wanting
Are
to?
you wanting to change that feeling in your stomach?
Yes, I wish it weren't there.
So could you let go of wishing that it weren't there?
Yes.
Could you be okay with it being there? That's just an
I just,
experiment.
yes, I just asked myself that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, and it does feel like an experiment. I mean, what's wrong with having tension in your stomach? I mean, if that's the worst thing that could happen to me in this moment, it's not so bad.
Oh, you can even be just feel it as an energy
Right.
without all the stories
Mm-hmm.
best you can.
Mm-hmm.
That might help. So what's there now?
Um, I think I'm okay. I'm just kind of being with what is. You know, the sensation is still there, but um, I'm not feeling the anxiousness around it anymore.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there a sense of okayness?
Yes. Yes.
So could you
Mhm.
allow that to expand?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Helpful. It was helpful. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Hmm.
Thanks for participating.
Thank you.
So you just feel into this moment. Check and see if there's anything you're grateful about. Sometimes we don't see the miraculousness of all the small things that keep us alive, such as we have invented electricity, so we have a fridge, so we have food, we have water in the tap, we have clothes, And all these things that work together miraculously to take care of us and sustain us. You consider the miracle of just that you're born. All the people that existed and lived before you that has made your life possible. So could you be grateful for having been given this life? Consider all the processes that are happening without you having to think about it. Your heart is beating, you're breathing, the body is doing countless things without your knowledge to keep you alive. So could you notice the miracle of that? Could you be grateful for that miracle? You can even think about how amazing it is that we can have these calls all on different places on the globe. We can connect, we can share our togetherness. So could you be grateful for the miracle of that? Could you open to seeing more of the miracles in life? Could you open to seeing more of that which you're having instead of lacking? Maybe there's a sense that it's not enough. You want more gains, bigger miracles, better miracles. And could you let go of wanting control that way? Could you open to being grateful for the good things you have? And could you open to being more grateful for that? Could you open to the possibility of getting what you need when you get it? Could you open to the ecstasy and joy of being provided for? Just leave the mind behind. Could you let go of being so smart and allow it to be other than what you think it is? Could you allow life to be miraculous and joyful? Could you open to having enough? Not with your mind, but with your heart, with your being. And could you open to doing enough? Regardless if you do much or little, could you just open to that sense of doing enough? And check and see if there's any sense of lacking safety. Could you let that go? And open to the miracle and safety of being alive in this moment. Could you open to being provided for? And could you open to being enough in this moment? Thank you. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes if they're closed. Try to keep this insight with you. And just stay in this energy as you proceed with your day.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks, Christian. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, everyone. And just want to also mention that private coaching is available, and I'm not leading the next call on Monday. We had the Monday call this week, but now Nihar is going to lead for Heart of Releasing, so we're probably not going to have a call at that time. But we might have another call another day than Thursday. And I'm going to post it in my Facebook group and tag everyone. So asking what day and time is good for you if you want to have another day. And for those of you who want to attend Nihar's call, which will be on Monday, the same time as this call and the Monday call we had, you can find him in my Facebook group and contact him. Unless you want to speak about it, Nihar. I don't know. Oh, it's very late. Nihar is on India time. You're so for somebody it's morning and for someone it's night here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be doing this call on my own
Okay.
under guidance of Kate.
Yeah.
And those who are interested can find me on Facebook because I'm not yet ready with the link.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming. Thanks for
All
coming,
right,
everyone.
Thank you.
everyone have a great weekend. And
You too.
You
Thank you,
too,
you too.
Maxine, and everyone else.
thanks. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye,
bye.
y'all.